G'day, I'm Bruce, and today I'm going to see if I can get this old Euclid dump truck running that's been sitting for many years. Just having a bit of a look. It's a 74 TD Euclid, and I guess they would have been used in quarries and mines, and I believe it can carry about 25 tonne, this machine. Looks like it's been powered with a Cummins engine, probably an 855 Cummins. Here's a shot looking across the other side. It's probably about 250 horsepower at a guess. There's the first positive feature I can see, and that's a bucket on the exhaust. It's a really good idea to see that bucket on the exhaust. If they haven't got the bucket on the exhaust, or if the bucket's blown off and it's been sitting there for years with no bucket, water down the exhaust, motor seized, then all of a sudden that's probably just about the end of that machine. But this one here looks like it's been loved at some stage with the bucket still sitting there. Fairly big radiator on this unit. It still looks in pretty good condition too for something that's that old. I was looking at the front of the radiator, and all of a sudden I realised it's actually air conditioned, this machine. It's got one of those piston pump arrangements on it like the old cars had when they first had air conditioning. There's the entrance to climb up to get into it. What should be growing on the side there but the Scotch thistle, one of those real prickly looking critters. You can see there it's loaded with spikes and prickles. I'll just bend it over out the way very carefully. That's where he belongs. The tyre's got some air in it, but obviously it needs pumping up. It has sunk into the ground a bit too. Yeah, the back ones have got more air in them. This one's down a bit. 28 ply rating. Pretty heavy duty tyres. This one's got the tree growing up through it and around it. There's a shot looking at the diff. It's got a massive diff in it. Also leaf springs rather than struts. Might put some WD on that door hinge, I think. Right, I'm just going to put some WD on this hinge. It's pretty stiff, it's ready to snap the way it is there now. It's going somewhere, soaking in slowly. I don't want to break it off. It's up the top, I think. Maybe some more. Pretty stiff. Might be able to get some on the inside, maybe. So that's fixed. This would be the battery box down here, I guess. That's the lid off the battery box right there. A few cobwebs around the place. Looks like they could do with a bit of WD in there. There's a shot looking across inside the cab towards the operator's console, but it looks like it might be easier to get in through the other door. There we are. There's a shot looking around across the dash. The hour meter is reading 13,500 hours. You can see the whole cab is filled with cobwebs, so it looks like it's been a long time since anybody's been near it. Rightio, we'll get our decobwebber. What have we got? Here's our start button here. Light switch, start button. What have we got written there? It's the ignition, is it? Or wiper, heater. High beam. Oh yeah. Servo air brake pressure, engine oil pressure, temperature, voltage. I'd say it must be a 24 volt system because the voltmeter goes up to 32 volts, so it's got to be a 24 volt system. 13,500 hours. I think that's air pressure, I think, but it doesn't really say. Transmission oil pressure. That's the rev counter. Goes around to 3,000. That must be a lockout, is it? Put a bit of spray on that, I think. Might be seized. I guess the brakes are on there, so you'd have to actually pull that back, put that down to release the brakes. Right, brakes must be on there. I think it might be pretty well seized. Looks like that should still work. Not so sure about that one, but just looking down here into the battery box, it looks like we'll have to get another jumper lead to go between the two 12 volt batteries, but that's okay, we should have one of those there. Yep, still got plenty of oil in it. Looks like that's the min mark and that's the max mark, I'd say. The engine's leaning back a bit, so if it was on level ground it would probably be higher. I'll give that steering ram a bit of a wipe while I'm here. so it doesn't damage the seal. I'm just going to check the water next. Got a cam lock fitting. It's too hard to see anything, so I'm just going to get the cameraman to put that jug of water in. It sounds like there's water in there. The cameraman's having a bit of trouble hanging onto the camera and pouring the water, so we've got a funnel there to make the job a little bit easier. This is almost impossible to see, but it is finally above the cores. Time to lift the tin off the exhaust. Look out for wasps. Flap's got a hole in it. Just looking around for wasps. Haven't come across any yet, but it's a wonder. I know you all wanted to see what was in the bin of Wally Wabco, so the cameraman's climbed up on the bonnet to have a look over to see what's in the bin on this truck. It's got the standard amount of trees and other vegetation growing. How's that for heavy duty? The bonnet on the thing's made out of about 1/8 plate. Pretty heavy duty. The cameraman's walking around on there and it's not even buckling. With any of these things, if you don't know a huge amount about them, you've got to try and figure out how you are going to stop them before you start them. I'm just having a look here. This one's got an electronic cutoff. You can see this wire running around here, and there's the electronic fuel cutoff sitting on top there. I brought the batteries over. Next thing is to put them in. I've got this wire brush on the end of the battery drill. It'll be a really quick way. Look at that, that's quick. Look how nice and shiny that is. I don't know what this little tag on here is for. It certainly cleans them up quickly. The cameraman's found the other one. It was just sitting on the back here. So we'll probably use ours. Ours is a bit heavier. A few more amps might flow through that one. This is our positive lead here. It's got the red on it there. Yeah, this one here is definitely the positive. I've had the cameraman go underneath and check the starter. This one goes to the positive side of the starter. It's pretty loose. Like always, they're always different sizes. do a negative last. Which is a quarter Whitworth. Right. Should be right. We're using a different battery here today. Our other battery like this, we hooked the jumper leads up to it there a while back on a few videos back, and the jumper leads weren't making good enough contact with the positive, and the next thing it just about burnt the positive terminal right through. So we've got it there as a backup battery, but we've got this other one here pulled out of the Land Cruiser to data. See if we can match this one. This one's 900 cold cranking amps. This one here's not as much. This one's 780. So it'll be a bit of a test to see whether that battery's going to be able to be good enough to do the job. Looks like we've got an Allison transmission in it, like power shift transmission. Just checking there now, the lever still works, so the lever's not seized up, which is good. It's always best just to go back into reverse and then come one click up. I'd say originally that would have went sideways over into here, but obviously that part of it's probably seized up now, but that probably doesn't matter. So that should be in neutral there. I'm just going to listen to the solenoid to see if I can hear it opening and shutting, but I can't hear it. No. Just going to have a look at the transmission. I don't know whether it's got a dipstick on the end of it or not. Well, it looks like it's pretty full. It's right up to the neck. The final thing to check is the fuel. I'll have to get a stick or something to check it. I'm just going to dip the tank now. Yep, it's up to there by the look of it. I've just got the fuel doctor here, so I'll put some fuel doctor in the tank. Some sort of a buzzard flying around me. There we're right. That's it. Now the big question. Here's the start button. Nothing. No, nothing. There's another switch over here. Light switch. It says heater. Actually, it's more like blinkers, I think, that one. They've got a solenoid up on the firewall there. which is actually acting like a relay, which is boosting the power going down to that solenoid. That's an idea they've had for a long time as well. You don't always see it, but some things have it. Now, if that's an earth wire there, yep, that's an earth wire going onto the earth. This will be the positive wire here. So that's either side of the coil. There's a coil and the solenoid there. So all we've got to do is put power onto this side here, which will be going up onto one of these ones here. Probably be going onto one of these ones on the side here, I'm tipping. But we'll try and go direct. If that'll go on there. And this is the live side of the starter here. When I push the button, that should make that starter do something. No, nothing. It's as if it has an isolating switch somewhere, but we can't find anything. Well, there seems to be no power getting to the starter motor, so I'll just check with a multimeter. No, dead. We'll have to go back to the batteries then. I'm just going to check that there is voltage at the batteries. I've got to pull these. Okay. Yeah, it's got 25 volts there. What was the other one? 11. Even if the Delcor battery is down a bit, this battery, it should still have something showing at the starter. Let's have a bit more of a look around and see if we can find some sort of an isolating switch or something. We've had a good look around underneath, and it looks like there must be an isolating switch somewhere here in the cab. Well, we finally found the problem. There's a whole bunch of wires here heading down through the floor, and we thought, well, where do they go? But lucky there was two of us here to be able to wriggle the wires around, and we found it does have an isolating switch on the front there. That looks like that's it there. No wonder we couldn't get any power. That looks like that's it. I'll go and recheck at the starter now. Now we have got power here now. The next thing we need to check is we need power up onto that. We need to get power over here to allow fuel to go into that pump. How much is showing there? Showing 25 volts. Something must be turned on there already. Well, the cameraman's going to go up into the cab and he's going to work some switches so I can see whether we can switch the power off going to the fuel pump. This engine is stopped electronically, so this will be the test to prove that we can shut it down if we want to. Righto, we're going to see what happens. Ready, set, go. Nothing. Pull the switch out. sounds like it must have some air. It must have picked up some air somewhere in the fuel system. That's why it shut down. Well, we thought we'd check the fuel tap, but it looks like it is on. It is facing the direction of the pipe, so that looks like it is turned on. So it was running. It was running quite well, and the next thing it just petered out. As it was starting to die, I put my foot down a bit more and a bit more on the throttle, just like as if it's lacking fuel, I'd say. Oh yeah, there's some fuel. You can hear the air coming out. Still more air coming out. Just going to pour some more diesel in. Got to get a better grip on it. It's a hot windy day here in Australia today. Quite hot, the wind's blowing quite hard. I'll just get the cameraman to get me the suction, the fuel thing. I'll dip the tank to see how much is in it now. I think we'll put another one in. We've got nothing much else to try. Well, 40 litres in a tank like this is probably not much. This tank pretty well goes the full width of the truck. You can imagine 40 litres spread out over that area. It's probably not going to raise the height that much. Puts it to about there. Around about there. Put a bit round the thread. Well, I've just put another 40 litres of fuel in to see if that'll make a difference, because we are on a pretty steep hill. So here goes. Not looking good. Give it another try. No, not going to do any good, I don't think. I'm just going to undo it here at the filter and see if I can pressurise it from here with our outboard tank. So I'm just going to turn the tap off up here. That should stop the diesel from running out. These things can cause trouble too. It's always the one you don't want to undo normally undoes. Yeah, I knew it. Might have even sucked air there, you wouldn't know. Everything's pretty rusty on this old truck. Got it that time. Might be able to get it with this one maybe. I'll just blow a bit of dirt off around it. It's just by force of habit. If I've got the gear here, just got to do this. I know that's clean now. Just for a test, I'm going to see if that tap is still free. Yep, it is. Yep, it's still working okay. So we know there's fuel to that part. If we can pressure feed from there with the outboard tank, that might work. We've got the outboard tank set up here now. The valve is undone up here too, which is always a trap. So the cameraman's going to squeeze the bulb here and pressure bleed it while I'm cranking. And then after it runs for a while, if we can get it running, because the batteries are getting pretty low, he's going to just pull this pipe off here and shove this other pipe on, and then turn that tap on, and then see if it will run on the main tank after we get it running. I'm going to hook up another battery, and this will just be helping the black battery, which is a bit less cold cranking amps. Negative to negative. Something there's drawing a bit of current. Maybe this battery's just getting down a fair bit, and this other one's got a fair bit more. Can't do any harm anyway, just another battery. It's still 24 volts. It's just the black battery's just getting a helping hand. Here goes another try. Rightio, here we go. We're not sure what's going on, but at the moment now we have got fuel to the back of the injector pump, so we know there's fuel there, and we've got enough fuel in the tank that it is gravity feeding to the pump. But we think there's something wrong with the electronic cutout on the pump. So that's probably the next thing we're going to just check with the voltmeter and see whether it is or isn't getting power. Maybe once it used that bit of fuel, maybe that was it. Couldn't run on any more fuel to keep going because of the electronic cutout. This will be the final try. The batteries are nearly flat, so if we can't get it this time, time to go home, I'm afraid. No, well, it did start and it did run. Probably for, I don't know, maybe a minute or so. Then after that it started shaking and whatever, and the moment I tried to increase the throttle, it was just like as if it was running out of fuel. But I think it's something to do with the electronic cutout, just something not right there, I feel. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to drive it out of here today, but if you've had anything to do with these old Euclid trucks, leave a comment below. Otherwise, that'll be about it for this video. So until next time, thanks very much for watching.